In the chaos of everyday life, it's easy to feel like you're constantly running on empty, pulled in all directions, overwhelmed by obligations, and losing touch with your true self. But what if I told you that the key to a stress-free life isn't about working harder or pushing through the pressure? It's about learning to set boundaries that protect your peace, your energy, and your happiness. The Buddha once said, "You will not be punished for your anger, you will be punished by your anger." In the same way, we can choose to protect ourselves by setting boundaries. Boundaries that empower us to live a life of purpose and balance. Today, we'll explore 5 powerful boundaries that can transform your life, reduce your stress, and create space for more joy and clarity. 1. Setting boundaries with your time. Prioritize mindfully. Time is one of our most precious resources, and yet it often feels like we're running out of it. The Buddha once said, "Do not dwell in the past, do not dream of the future, concentrate the mind on the present moment." This teaching reminds us that being mindful of how we spend our time can help us create more space for what truly matters. When we practice mindfulness, we become more aware of how our time is being spent and whether it's truly serving our well-being. Too often, we say yes to too many commitments, leaving ourselves overwhelmed and drained. But by setting clear boundaries around our time, we can focus on what's important and let go of unnecessary distractions. So, here's the practical tip. Start by blocking out time for rest and self-care in your schedule. If something doesn't align with your values or goals, don't hesitate to say no. You'll find that you have more energy for the things that truly matter, and your life will feel more balanced and fulfilling. 2. Emotional boundaries. Protect your inner peace. We all have people and situations in our lives that can trigger emotions, whether it's work stress, family drama, or just a challenging day. The Buddha emphasized equanimity, maintaining calm and balance, even in the face of hardship. Setting emotional boundaries is essential because it allows us to preserve our inner peace in the midst of chaos. When we don't protect our emotions, we can easily become overwhelmed, stressed, and reactive. The Buddha's teachings remind us that we don't have to let external circumstances control how we feel. Instead, we have the power to decide how we respond. So, how do you do this? Start by recognizing when your emotional energy is being drained. Is there someone or something that constantly leaves you feeling anxious or upset? It's okay to step back from these situations or limit your exposure to them. This doesn't mean you don't care about others. It simply means you're protecting your mental and emotional well-being. By creating space between yourself and emotional triggers, you can maintain your inner peace and reduce stress. 3. Boundaries in relationships. Foster healthy interactions. Buddhism teaches that love and compassion are essential, but it also stresses the importance of not losing yourself in others' emotions. The Buddha said, "You yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection." In relationships, we often give so much of ourselves to others that we forget to nurture our own needs. Healthy boundaries are necessary to create balanced relationships where both people are free to be themselves with respect for each other's space and needs. If we don't set boundaries, we risk becoming emotionally drained, burned out, or even resentful. So, here's the key. Have open and honest conversations about your needs and expectations in relationships. Let others know when you need time for yourself, and be clear about what you can and can't give. By setting these boundaries, you create an environment of mutual respect and understanding, which leads to healthier, more fulfilling relationships. It also means you won't feel guilty for taking time to recharge, because you're protecting your emotional health. 4. Work-life balance. Create space for personal growth. The Buddha's middle way is all about balance, avoiding extremes and living in harmony. Too much work or too little work can both lead to stress. We all know the feeling of being overworked, overwhelmed, and burnt out. But it's just as harmful to have too much free time without purpose, as it can lead to restlessness and dissatisfaction. When we don't set clear boundaries between work and personal life, we lose the ability to fully engage in either. We're constantly thinking about work, even when we're supposed to be resting, or we're feeling guilty about not working when we're enjoying our personal time. This lack of balance is a major source of stress. To bring balance into your life, set specific times to disconnect from work. When the workday ends, make it a point to focus on other aspects of your life, whether it's family, hobbies, or simply relaxation. Create space for personal growth and development, and make sure you're prioritizing time for activities that bring you joy and fulfillment. This balance will help you feel more refreshed, energized, and less stressed overall. 5. Digital boundaries. Limit social media and technology use. In today's digital age, we're constantly plugged in, whether it's checking social media, responding to work emails, or consuming endless information online. Buddhism teaches us to detach from the distractions of the material world, including the digital world. Constantly engaging with technology can overwhelm our minds and lead to unnecessary stress. Digital boundaries are crucial for preserving your mental well-being. It's so easy to get caught up in the never-ending cycle of scrolling, checking notifications, and feeling bombarded by information. But when we're constantly plugged in, we disconnect from the present moment, from ourselves, and from the people around us. So, here's how to set boundaries with technology. Start by turning off notifications during certain hours of the day. Limit your screen time, especially before bed, so you can unwind and reconnect with yourself. Take regular breaks from social media to protect your mental clarity and avoid unnecessary stress. By setting these digital boundaries, you'll create more space for mindfulness, peace, and present moment awareness. Setting boundaries isn't about being rigid or selfish, it's about protecting your energy and creating a life where you can thrive. By practicing mindfulness and following the Buddha's teachings of balance, detachment, and equanimity, we can create boundaries that not only reduce stress, but also foster a deeper connection to our inner selves. Remember, you have the power to set limits on what drains you and what nourishes you. Boundaries are a tool for living more intentionally and joyfully. So, take a moment today to reflect on the boundaries you need to set in your life and how they can help you create the peace and calm you deserve. If you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe and share it with someone who could use a little more peace in their life. Take care, and may you live with mindfulness and balance.